Okay, welcome to today's class. We have another hour Hatha Yoga session. And today we're going to focus on the balancing poses a little bit, balancing on one foot. And some previous classes I talked about how crossing the midplane of the body, like bringing your arm to the opposite side, bringing your leg to the opposite side, wrapping something around the other side, and also to some degree standing on one leg. That puts our body into a very obviously asymmetrical situation physically, where our body parts are in space. But if you look deeper into what the body is doing to actually stay there, it's also, of course, a very asymmetrical position in terms of nervous system energy, what kind of signals and communication are moving through your body. And there are many benefits of doing asana, like some we talked about. We can kind of erase patterns of tension through our body, and that can help us to process and release our emotions. But also there's the balance of signals intensifying, increasing, which makes a muscle contract, right? The more signals you send to your muscle, the more muscle cells will contract. And the slower and less the signal you send, the more relaxed the muscle becomes. This is very good because the balancing poses put us almost always in some form as contracted as we can be in one way and as relaxed as we can be in another, usually with our hips and areas near our hips because we're standing on our leg. And this pattern of nerve signal energy is not only in our body and our nerves, but it's also, of course, in our brain, right? And the stimulation of nerve energy reaches areas nearby where the actual, let's say, the muscle signals coming from and going to, right? So when we move our body through these sequences of balancing on one leg and all of the other things that we do and so on, we create a whole array of different patterns of nervous signal energy, right? This creates a balance of stimulation throughout the brain. And then this is like a tone up for your brain in a certain sense, even though it doesn't seem like it's a brain exercise, doesn't seem like it's a brain benefit kind of practice. There's a lot of benefit to our neurochemistry, our synapses expanding and growing and connecting. And also just personally, I'm really interested in that. Also in terms of nutrition, I've started taking some mushroom supplements. Lion's mane, paracia mushroom is supposedly really good for this synapse growth and protection and growth for our brain, right? So let's start with sitting quietly for a moment, and you can find your comfortable seated posture. You might want to use a block or a cushion, especially if your knees are very high around your sides. You might want to rock your body a little bit first to get into that feeling that the hips are comfortable where they're at, the back is a little elongated. So just a little bit stretching in your seat. And at the same time, you can begin to deepen your breath. So take longer, slower breaths. And some movement, maybe it's circular movements, maybe it's forwards and backwards. In your seat, gentle stretching and breathing. We'll take just another 30 seconds or so with that. You can close your eyes if you want. Move slowly and feel how your body is coming into those movements. Feel your joints, your muscles. And in the next few breaths or 10 seconds, we're going to just find our way to our middle of our spine, middle of our balance. So make smaller movements. Close your eyes if you haven't already, and let your spine come into its middle position, its balance. And just feel you're making 50-50 kind of effort and relaxation. The effort is sitting upright, open through the heart, through the chest, for our lungs. And the relaxation is in the letting the weight find the floor and letting it connect through the main structures of your body. So feel your weights come to your pelvis, come to your sit bone, contact with the ground. 50-50 effort, sitting tall, and relaxation, letting the weights move through the sit bones into the ground. Let's take a few more deep, slow breaths. Really focus now to let your belly expand. As your belly fills, maybe your chest lifts or your rib cage expands laterally to the sides. And as your breath fills or full, exhale, let the breath escape. And then at the end, squeeze the belly gently in. This is all one smooth, continuous movement. Belly out, chest, and exhale, releasing and gently squeezing the belly at the end. Do this deep abdominal breath 2 or 3 more times, slowly, and relax. Let there be those micro adjustments in the way your posture sits. If you can loosen yourself in such a way, sometimes breathing, only breathing, helps you to feel your balance and makes little adjustments to your posture. And partially our body is designed around breath. So there's a reason why our body moves with breath, and how the breath can help you feel and find a better alignment and better awareness of your body. Breathe enough to feel it. Breathe slowly enough to feel relaxed. And keeping our focus in our breath, we're going to move to pumping the exhalation. So if you're on period or pregnant, normally you can skip, although some women say period, you can lightly do these exercises, just less. And for beginners, the amount we're doing is often quite small, like in today's class. So you can do a light, moderate amount and see how you feel, or you can take the traditional advice or research more and so on. Right? And if your nose is too blocked, you can do this exhale pump through your mouth with the tongue. Right, we make a sh sound, or through the nose, belly relax and pump, belly in. And hold the breath out, and then inhale to your belly. And slowly exhale. So we're going to do a few more rounds of that. Make sure between the pumps, you pump your air out, your belly should relax again. And then we pump, it's the belly pumping in, send the breath out. Okay, and go the speed which works for you. And if you feel lightheaded or dizzy or any strong sensations, which is overwhelming, just return to your normal breathing. This is always a good policy. Find the relaxation again in your breath, and with your belly relaxed, you can begin. You can keep going if you want. Find the speed which feels easy, and cleansing our lungs, cleansing and waking up our body. And make that last pump firm and end, hold out. Slowly as you can, inhale to your belly, your ribs, your collarbones. Hold it in if it feels comfortable, and then let it escape. Closing to the end of the exhale, squeeze the abdomen, squeeze the pelvic floor gently. Let's do 2 more rounds when you're ready. Inhale to relax the abdomen. Hold out. Deep, complete breath, belly, ribs, and collarbones. Hold in. And long exhale. Notice how easy it is to pause your breath after doing those pumping. Kapalabhati. Let's do our last rounds. Hold out. You can hold longer, but make sure to breathe in when it's still controlled and relaxed and easy. Fill up all the way. Hold in if you feel comfortable around the heart, the ribs, the throat, the shoulders. If you don't feel comfortable in those places, release already, release the tension. So learning to hold the fullness of our breath with softness of our body. Let's place the hands together now, just at the heart level, your thumbs resting against the sternum. And from this relatively cleared space that we've made, right? Sitting still, cleansing the lungs, pumping our breath, it tends to clear our mind. And that's why we do these practices at the beginning, to set a nice stage for beautiful focus and intention in our practice. And I'd like you to feel the life energy, the being which you are, that which is a little bit mysterious, we could say, and the intention of this life energy. What is the energy of your own heart? The feeling of your life that gets you up, that brings you to do the things that you do, to seek what you seek. And let's find our intention of this life energy comes into our focus. It comes into our specific focus. So we practice to wake up, to strengthen, to cultivate this energy, and from our practice then able to channel this focus and energy with clearness and with self-awareness, compassion and understanding. So very much, if you would like to condense all what we're talking about, love. Find this love of your own life, this love for your own life, and make a relationship out of this practice, right? With yourself and yoga. Let's chant Om 3 times, taking slow inhale. And as we exhale, slowly open our eyes, coming into soft movement to make our way to hands and knees. Spread the fingers out. And just coming to hands under the shoulders, knees under the hips. Feeling through it, pushing a little bit into the floor as we start to breathe, to move. Inhale, lift the head and the tail. And exhale, pull the belly away from the floor. Push. Gently transition back and forth. Inhale, belly down, chin up, tailbone up. And exhale, belly in, pushing the floor, tail down, chin to your chest. Everything gentle and slow, keep moving. But awareness of that strength of the muscles, that control of the muscles. So can you be gentle in a firm, strong kind of way? Feeling the potential, the power of the muscles to put your body, to move your body. Let's do 1 or 2 more times, slowly. Feel all the way out to your toes as well. Try to bring more sensation into your body, or just notice what you feel through your skin. Last one. And rounding exhale. Coming back to a straighter, more neutral spine. Now let's make shapes on the hands and just put weight through our wrist in a few different shapes. So one, we can do knuckles. You can also have your thumb pointing straight forward. Give a little weight to the thumb if that's too much, just on the knuckles. You can do fingertips. And coming down the flat palms, we can also kind of walk our hands around different positions, putting weights. Okay, and we're going to walk ourselves from hands and feet, shifting to downward facing dog. So I'm going to tuck the toes, inhale, lift through the hips, drop the head. Take a little further step back if you need to. Breathe deep, long breaths. Find your complete breath, belly, ribs, and collarbones. And long exhales. One more breath in. Gently try to lift your tail, maybe bending the knees slightly to feel that even more. And exhale. Let's bend our knees almost to the floor. Inhale, take small steps, walk to the front, and we're going to move to flat back. So we lift up halfway or even more, push the legs back to straighten your back from sacrum to your neck, and lift as high as you need to reach your heart, your chest forward, shoulders back. Lift as high as you need to get straight here. Legs straight as well. And then when we go next, exhale, forward bend. You can bend your knees if you want. You can leave them straight if you want. Exhale, but try to get your chest and thighs close together. So if it's really far, bend the knees enough until it's coming close. Let's do a few times of movement there. Inhale to flat back, lift up to straight. Try to reach the tail back also again. And exhale to forward bend. Bring your chest close to your thighs, and then bring your chin toward your chest. Inhale to flat back. And exhale to forward bend. One more time. Inhale. And exhale. Take an inhale, lift your body, raise your arms out to the sides, and reach up. Exhale your hands to your heart, standing tall, mountain pose. Feel your feet, maybe connect the toes, a little slight action of the arches and the toes into the ground. Let's finish your exhale. Next inhale, reach up again. And exhale, hands to the heart. Keep doing this. And let the tail move back. As you inhale, reach up your arms, your chest and chin. Let your tail reach back. Then exhale, hands to the heart, and the tail slowly coming back to more neutral or maybe very slightly tucked position. A few more times. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale. Exhale. One more time. Inhale. And exhale. Keep the hands together. Now let's inhale straight back up with your hands. And now exhale, hands apart and fold all the way down again. Arms wide out to the sides. Strong toes gripping the ground as we fold. Inhale, lift up to your flat back. Lift until we're straight. And now exhale, hands to the floor. Bend your knees, walk back. Bring your knees down. Now let's do a little bit on our arms warming up as well. So we're going to be moving backwards on the inhale, forwards on the exhale. And I want you to get to a slight bend in your elbows and then move back again. As our elbows bend, we're squeezing our arms a little bit to the side body. Our fingers are active. And we're trying to go forward as our arms bend. We're going more forward the more our arms bend and our shoulders stay back. Let's do a few more times there. And then it's up to you how far you want to go, but as long as it's a push-up to come back up and not a floppy back bend. Yeah. Don't go too low that you can't push up. Use your arms, chest, and shoulders. Make sure your shoulder feels also fine with the way you're working with it, right? Sometimes your body can tell you, hey, I don't like this position. You're not strong enough to be here, or maybe there's an injury that we're not remembering or something like this, and our body comes up. So don't push past those places. Actually, once you find them, try not to even get onto that spot too much unless you're understanding a lot of rehab techniques. And just gently come close to the edge of those kinds of things. And then you work on strength. So you can hold, and let's do a short little hold, right? Somewhere where it's easy and stable. Let's do about 5 seconds, 2 breaths or 1 breath. And then back to downward facing dog again. One or 2 breaths here, lifting the tail, reach forward through the heart, push back through your heels. If you feel your back is rounded though, keep your knees bent, reach up through your tail. Exhale, bend the knees more completely. Inhale, walk to the front, coming to flat back. And exhale, fold. Inhale, lift up all the way, sweep up the arms. And exhale, hands to your heart. Mountain pose, standing. Inhale, hands together, straight up, reaching up and back. And exhale, folding down, forward bend. Inhale, flat back. And exhale to your low push-up. So walk back, knees down, bend your arms, all that in one exhale. Then inhale, lift your chest, push the floor away, lift your chin, lift your chest. You can stay on your knees. If you want to make it a little bit more intense, you push through your feet so your knees come off the floor. This is upward dog. And then exhale, push back to downward dog. 2 or 3 breaths here. Make sure you push into your knuckles. Feel your first knuckles of your fingers push down to the ground, especially your index knuckle. And exhaling, bend the knees. Inhale, walking, coming forward to flat back. Halfway or more up. Exhale, folding down. Inhale, lift all the way up. And exhale, hands to your heart. Again, inhale, reach up, reach into back bend. Exhale, forward bend. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, low push up. Walk back, knees down, or straight legs if you prefer to straight leg. Chaturanga. Inhale, lift your chest, cobra or up dog. And exhale back to down dog. Few breaths. Try to slow your breathing down. On your exhales, push through your body to ground and to stretch. Next exhale, bend the knees halfway. Inhale, walking or hopping to the front, flat back. And exhale, fold down. Inhale, lifting all the way up. And exhale, hands to heart. And standing here, closing the eyes for a moment. Keep your breath deep and rhythmic. And feeling any slight differences you may already notice. Stretching, moving, connecting with our presence, body, mind complex in this moment. And with an exhalation, slowly open our eyes. And now let's take a big step to the side, facing the side of the mat. Feet not too wide, not too close. So I want you to be wider than your hips, but not like a super wide split, right? Okay, a little wider than your hips. And we're going to just start to do a little bit of light twisting first. So I want to move some more energy, joints and everything. Kind of floppy arms, or you can slap your hands, one to the front shoulder and the other lightly to the mid back, mid upper back, kind of around the back of your kidneys. Okay, and now see if you can isolate this to keep your pelvis more stationary. Don't let your legs or your hips turn. Keep your legs very stationary and see how far you can still lightly twist and not working it too hard. And just a few more. And stopping, and just let the arms come back to rest. Now, let's take the arms slowly out. Turn your palms open. Maybe turn your heels a little bit further out, kind of like get strong into your feet position. Lift your chest slightly. And now exhale, let's kind of collapse. Round in, bend the knees slightly. Inhale, open out wider, lift through your heart. Exhale, curl in or collapse slightly. Inhale, reach out. Now this time, keep your gaze forward. And exhale, left hand down. Inhale, right arm, reach up. Exhale, slide or stretch further, reach over. Inhale, let's change. Let's keep this moving as well at first. So we're going to flow through the positions. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale up. Exhale, slide. Inhale up. Exhale, slide. Strong feet, strong legs as you go deeper into your stretch. You want to feel you're being quite insistent, right? Push your feet, use your toes, grip into the ground. Standing and walking is serious business. Right? We learn when we're kids, but it takes a long time, right? And then we forget about it. But walking barefoot, doing active things on your feet that challenge your balance, very, very useful. Very useful. Even if you do tiny bits here and there. One more time each side. Respect your boundaries. Again, you can challenge a little bit the edge of maybe those discomfort places. Use your breath to back off, gently nuzzle in closer, and so on. Holding on this side a little more. Strong breathing. If the breathing gets too difficult, either make the pose easier or just try to breathe a little deeper. If you can't, make the pose easier. Change sides. Take your time. And a lot of the things that we do as well, if we do like one side super long, and yeah, sometimes you get out of the pose and you feel like, oh my goodness, like the sensations can be so extreme. Don't rush to keep the pace with me or a video or anything. Go to the pace that you process and feel what you feel. So if it's a lot to feel, just take a moment to feel it. Don't rush into the next thing. And you'll find a lot of people who practice yoga for a long time. Let's take 1 or 2 more breaths here. The practice gets more and more simple and more about stillness. And then you do one intense thing for a little bit, and then you just sit and feel it for a long time. And then eventually you don't even do anything intense. You just sit still for a long time and you still feel a lot. And it's not always the discomfort everyone's afraid of from sitting still for too long, right? Slowly back to center. And just upright, eyes closed, feeling. Exhale, open the eyes. Let's step our feet in. Okay, now we're going to do a funny exercise, actually. This is something I learned from a physiotherapist. And what I want you to do is have your hands on your hips. And we're going to lift and march in place. The knees are going to come up as high as the hip. Okay? That's it. Just march in place. Now, while you're doing it, look somewhere straight ahead. You don't necessarily need to stay with the screen right now. Feel your balance, your posture. Lift your knees high every time and breathe. Okay, and just observe and notice. Why are we doing this exercise? Well, one reason that physiotherapist teaches this in my teacher trainings in the past is because if you blindfold somebody and have them do this, they won't realize it, but they'll start walking some direction or going in circles eventually. Yeah, after a minute or 2 minutes, you're not in the same place that you were. And usually that's because our body's map and structure is asymmetrical. And you can actually start to realize that, right, and work with it. Not that the body needs to be perfectly symmetrical either. A little bit more, keep going. Okay, so that's an interesting exercise for that, but also I want you to feel the balance and strength of your hips, right? If we do something both sides long enough, you find the weak side, or you find the side which needs better stability. And we build balance and endurance. A little bit more. Let's try to add in some other things to it. Can you spread the toes while you're doing it? So when your foot gets to the ground, it's like your foot is open and caressing the ground or ready to fit in. Can we keep the shoulders back a little more and the chest a little higher? Keep going, keep breathing. And each time you put your foot down, can you try to make it feel like where in space your heart or your torso is moving as little as possible? Okay, and how much is it moving to both sides? Try to feel. When you come to your right leg, do you lean more to the right than you do to the left? Or does the pelvis tilt? So one side go higher or lower, more than the other? The last 30 seconds here. You can also think of the top of the head. Can we get taller? Each time I push my foot down, my head goes up. And I stay closer and closer to my midline of my balance. Smaller steps. Smaller, smaller, smaller. And now just bring the feet close in underneath of you. You can keep your eyes opened or closed, but let everything be relaxed except standing tall through the crown of your head. So your hands, shoulders, everything, wherever it's at, just let it be there. But stand tall through pushing down to your feet. And how that helps to create length upwards through the spine. Okay, and now open your eyes and step out to our wide leg position again. Feet slightly turned in. They can inhale to lift your chest slightly. And now exhale, hips back and folding forward. Coming down to the floor or blocks. And deeper stretch for our legs and hips. Exhaling all the way down. And so we'll take it 1 minute here. Slow. Close the eyes again. Long, deep breaths. And with your next exhalation, push the floor away to come up about halfway. Adjust your feet here if you want to come up. Exhaling, standing up again. And once again, feet coming in closer together. Okay, so now we're going to start to work on one leg, right? If you have, excuse me, if you have a very thick or cushiony surface, you may want to find something more flat and solid and hard to stand on. Okay, that'll make it easier to balance. And we're going to move right leg into a few different positions first. So first, let's grab the shin. Exhale to pull your leg up and pull with your arms as well. And now with the standing leg, right, feel how to shift the weight that we can bend our knees slightly. And with the exhale, push through the leg as straight as you can. Push your big toe down, your small toe down, your ankle strong. Try to straighten the left leg. Okay, and let's go quick at first, and then we'll pull a little longer. Right leg down. Exhale, left leg up. Inhale, bend the right standing leg slightly. And exhale, push through the standing leg as straight and strong as you can. Connect your big toe, feel your big toe active here. It's so important to push your toe down and help your balance. And try to connect the strength from the big toe all the way along the inner leg, through the ankle, along the inner knee, inner thigh. Slowly release your left leg down. Okay, now right knee up, but this time to the side. And we're getting into complex movements, right? So you can move in and out of this a bit, explore. I want to try to bring my knee to the side and my left hip, right, it goes underneath more. Or we could say we're starting to side bend here. So this would be easier variation. Still hold your leg, maybe just the right hand, left hand on the hip or the side, and side bend towards your right knee, like your head is trying to get to your knee. Slowly release your right leg down. And in between all of these exercises, if you want to get that feeling, you got to push down through the foot, up through the crown. Down through the foot, up through the crown. Get everything back balanced on the midline, in between each round. Okay, now left knee. Side bending and pulling left knee high up towards the armpit. The right big toe strong and squeezing. And slowly release it down. Okay, and now dancer's pose, right leg. So we're going to take our hand open, the palm back behind us. Catch your foot or your ankle. Try to grab the inside. Feel back towards mountain pose, right? Knees close together. Inhale the left arm up. And when you're ready, exhale. Gently lean and push. Everything reaching up gently. And breathe. And exhale, slowly release. We're going to do one more time, same side before we go on. And feel again how in line we keep our right leg. When I take my leg back, I try to move it straight back behind me and not out to the side over there. Right? Try to stay in line from that mountain pose. Same side one more time. And even looking up if you feel balanced. And slowly release. Transition, second side. Inhale the right hand up. Exhale, left leg up. Looking up and breathing. Exhale, release. Just check in with the center mountain pose again. One more time when you're ready. Inhale the arm up. And exhale, gently push the left leg up. Lean slightly forward. And slowly release. Now I'm gonna fake it again because I just did a little fallout, right? When you're doing balancing poses, and if you lose your balance, sometimes it just makes more sense to fall out of it. You know you already lost it, right? And then this is a game I like to play anyway. Come right back into it the same way that you fell out. So just ways to keep playing around with how we move and how we're finding the practice. Okay, now same right leg up. First option we did before can be holding your shin. And if you're more flexible, you might want to start playing around with holding the toe and extending through the leg. Okay, so this can be option 2. Option 3, you can try to lift your chest and your leg by bending your arm. Right, so I engage my bicep. I'm still trying to stand tall. And after the leg is straight, I engage the bicep to pull up. Try to keep the shoulder drop down, left leg straightening. And exhale, release. Left leg holding the knee or holding the toe. Holding the toe, we're using index and middle finger and thumb over top. The arm is inside of the leg. Keep standing tall through the right leg, push, lift the chest. And slowly release. And now to the side again with the knee, or you may want to again work with holding the toe or the foot here, right? So you can grab the small toe side of your foot, or some people like to go over the toes. And with the exhale, push out through your leg and explore your balance, pushing and lifting through your chest and your leg at the same time. Like the earlier version with just the knee up, we're side bending towards our leg. We could also be pulling with our arm to bring the leg higher towards the chest, or a little bit moving from the left hip. Try to get a wider split. Slowly coming down to change sides. So hopefully we can feel a little bit of the burning in our feet, maybe the hips as well. So we know we're strengthening. Left knee or left leg up to the left. And slowly releasing. And pushing through both feet, standing in the mountain. Close the eyes for a moment. And exhale, opening the eyes. We'll do our last standing pose, tree pose. Yeah. So now strong on our left leg, pull the right foot to either your calf or to your thigh, and squeeze together your thigh and your foot. This a lot comes from our buttocks, right? Engage the buttocks to squeeze the thigh and foot together. And place the hands at the heart. Set your eyes to one point, about eye height. Slow the breathing down. (50-50) effort and relaxation. Last few breaths. Try to engage both glutes to open the hips and the thighs, open the groin, the right knee moving back. And slowly release. Exhale, left foot. Squeeze your foot and thigh together. Focusing on the stability. Try to find the balance as stable, serene. Maybe that's what the hidden mechanism is behind many things that we do. Why we do arts, why we do dance, why we do poetry, why we like to work and create things, is because there's a certain kind of steadiness and certainty in disciplined action, in focused action. And that steadiness helps to bring the mind into a state of serene presence, right? You're there with yourself, you're there with the action, and it's clear what the purpose is, right? So in many ways, yoga is about learning to find that sense of purpose, first with actions that are removed from external benefit or gain, right? We take away the outside dynamics and relationships, and we do what just we can do with our body and our awareness. And then we do it with less and less physical actions. Slowly, let's take the left foot down. Mountain last time. Close the eyes here and feel your balance, left and right, front and back. Tall and steady. Those are the physical intentions. Try to be tall, steady, and relaxed. Deeper intentions. Feel the expression of the life energy, the love, the presence, the mysterious miracle of existing. Let's exhale, hands to the heart. Turning with your mats if you're facing the side, and we're going to take one little flow to laying down. Exhale first. With an inhale, reach up through your arms. Exhaling, folding. Inhale, flat back. Exhale to sit and to squat. Let's take the legs out. And you can bend your knees, hold your thighs as you roll yourself down. Reach the arms out, reach the legs out, and exhale, release the head down. Now we can feel our body in a different relationship to the floor. Whole backside touching the ground. Feel the whole backside. And now observe the right side, your arm, your leg, the right side of your back and head. How it's all on the ground. Where do you feel it? And now feel the left side of your body. Feel the arm, the leg, the back, every part that's touching the ground. Now feel your breath in your belly. And with each breath, a wave of relaxation through your body. You can feel it deeper as you exhale. Slowing down our thoughts. Finding a sense of stillness. A feeling of stillness. feeling a sense of stable attention, which is your stillness. So 100% of your attention, but totally cool and easy like a cucumber. All of the attention with the feeling of stillness and steadiness. Within the stillness and steadiness, of course, there's some waves, ripples, movements. Acknowledging those movements and drawing them in towards your attention. Maybe they don't come right away. No need to fight anything. Just draw attention towards that steadiness within yourself. Let the ripples and movements be something that's way further out there, so far out there. And beginning to just deepen your breath as if your awareness and energy of your breath can start from your belly and your lungs and go out through your body. And when you reach your fingers, you gently move your fingers. As you breathe in and it reaches your toes, gently move your toes. And stretch your arms and legs. Reach the full length of your body. With an exhale, curl in, and you can rock up or roll to the side to sit up. And we're sit cross legs or comfortable position in the next moment. So thank you for joining the practice today. I hope you feel this integration, this mindful connecting balance, right, of our two sides, of our two qualities. Of course, we say two, everything is many, 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 but when it comes down to it, things seem to exist in a dualistic nature. And when it seems like it, even more things seem to exist in a holistic nature as one, as nothing exists without its opposite, without its contrast. There can be no definition. There can be no observation if there isn't contrast. So contrast for manifestation, for form, for identifying. Those are useful things. Those are not bad things. Right? And yoga practice helps us to clarify and improve that process to bring more mindfulness, awareness towards it. And yoga also helps us to know another dimension, which is deeper, which is more fundamental than the stories and actions of our lives, though they are very integrally linked as well. We need contrast. Let's chant Om 3 times, finishing the exhale. Deep inhale. With gratitudes. See you in the next class. Namaste.